is over. The Harbor Hawks have defeated the Cotuit Kettleers. That one is a good long drive towards left field and gone!
Monday Night Baseball coming to you from Judy Walden Scarifile Field at Mckeon Park. Lincoln Revill alongside Austin DeCouta. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us for tonight's broadcast. We're just about ready to get underway as the Harbor Hawks have taken the field. And we'll be in a opening night rematch against the Bourne Braves here tonight. The second time we're facing the Braves as we're about to get underway here. Starting lineups for tonight's teams. First off, for the Bourne Braves, Austin, what does that lineup look like for the Braves tonight?
It's going to be Joe Lampe leading off and playing center field. In the two spot, Max Anderson, the designated hitter. Batting third, Dalton Rushing, the first baseman. Batting four, Braylon Wimmer, the second baseman. Batting five, Caden Wallace, the right fielder. Batting six, Christian Knapczyk, the shortstop. Batting seventh, the left fielder, Colby Thomas. Batting eighth, the catcher, Peter Burns. And batting ninth, Zachary Agnos, the third baseman, with Ben Etheridge on the mound doing the pitching.
Very talented lineup for the Braves. One of the best records in CCBL history and, well, best starts, I should say, in CCBL history, and the best record out of the league up to date.
Yeah, 11-2-3 on the season.
Very tough team to beat, unstoppable at times. But they have had a couple of losses as we're about to get underway here. Cooper Mckeon will be on the mound for the Harbor Hawks here tonight. The BYU pitcher, Brigham Young University.
Yeah, McKeon's made a couple appearances on the season out of the bullpen, Lincoln. He's making his first start of the year. We saw Marc Adamiak last night get the start in Wareham's. And Adamiak, another reliever who hopes to be a starter long-term and impressed in his outing. We'll see what McKeon can do here against a Bourne lineup that has its fair share of left-handed hitters, which benefits McKeon, the left-handed pitcher.
As we've mentioned, McKeon with his first start, his fifth appearance of the season, as he brings that first pitch home for strike one, and we're underway with his fifth appearance. He has a 3.18 ERA out of 5.2 innings pitched, 6 hits, given up 3 runs on those 6 hits, 2 of which were earned. He's walked 2 and has struck out 11 so far up to date, as the 0-1 attempted check swing from Lampe, but ends up going through, as that brings the count now to 0-2.
Yeah, McKeon has great stuff, and terrific off-speed breaking pitch. At 79 on that one. Really is tough on the left-handed hitters, and we'll see if he goes back to it or if he tries to come in on the hands with a fastball.
Lampe will be out in center field from Arizona State as he swings at the breaking ball, picked up by Pendleton behind the plate for out number 1. Lampe goes down swinging.
Yeah, just absolutely terrific first batter there for McKeon as he retires him efficiently and effectively. And it's that breaking pitch. He went right back to it. He's going to throw that a lot against the left-handed hitters tonight. A righty here, but another lefty in deck in Rushing.
As Max Anderson steps up for his first at-bat, we're going to go around the horn for the Harbor Hawks after this pitch. That one's fouled off for strike 1. Once again, McKeon on the mound as Caleb Pendleton will be behind the dish for the Harbor Hawks tonight. Luke Mann over at third, Kyle Ball over at shortstop, Ryan Romano at second, and Zane Harris over at first. Now from left to right in the outfield, Dom Johnson out in left field. That's Caden Rose in center, and Clark Elliott will be out in right field. The 0-1 misses a bit low for ball 1. First ball thrown of the night for McKeon as the count evens out at 1-1. McKeon, the southpaw, breaking ball, a beautiful pitch. Finds the zone at 80 miles an hour, 1-2. Now the count. Now Rushing, who's currently on deck, we've seen has a big bat. He had one of the 2 home runs for the Braves in that opening night game back on June 20th as this one hit back up the middle. McKeon's going to pick that one up, throw to first for out number 2. A good 2 first outs for the Harbor Hawks, and McKeon off to a great first start of the night, or of the season tonight, that is. Now Dalton Rushing is going to step up into the left-handed box as we're getting ready for this 2-out at-bat. Pitch comes in. That one misses the zone outside for ball 1. Mckeon coming in from the stretch as he comes set. Has the sign he likes from Pendleton, the 1-0. Spiked in the dirt on the outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Now another breaking ball at 79 miles an hour.
Yeah, Mckeon favoring that breaking ball early on tonight. Again, to that left-handed hitters, he really likes to throw that breaking pitch. It's tough on him when it starts on your hip and ends up over the plate, or even on the outer half of the plate and ends up in the right-handed hitter batter's box.
He fanned Lampy with that breaking ball for the first out as that fastball barely misses the inside corner at 90 miles an hour for ball 3. Mckeon needing to make a little comeback here. He's down 3 balls and no strikes. Here's Mckeon. That's up high. Ball 4, 4-pitch walk to Dalton Rushing, and Rushing is now the first batter of tonight's game. It's going to bring up the second baseman, Braylon Wimmer. Wimmer coming to us from Columbia University, out of South Carolina, Columbia, that is. Wimmer at 6'4", 200 pounds, a very tall second baseman for the Braves tonight. Fouled that first pitch off, brings the count to 0-1 now. Wimmer at 12 for 44 on the season, 272 average, has a pair of homers and also 9 RBI on the season. As he swings at that one, a big swing from him, but he can't connect to that breaking ball. 0-2. Another perfect breaking ball there from Cooper Mckeon.
Ryan Romano back at second base again tonight. He's had a nice run going over at second base, his 3rd consecutive start. He's been effective in all of those outings.
The 0-2. Check swing. Did he go? Yes, says first base umpire Sparky Burns. And that is out number 3. 2 strikeouts for Cooper Mckeon in that first inning of play as we head to the bottom of the first, scoreless on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network. Harbor Hawks getting their first on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network. Lincoln Revill alongside Austin DeCouta ready for this first set of at-bats for the home Harbor Hawks, as the lineup for the Harbor Hawks right here. Caden Rose is going to start us off out in center field. Clark Elliott batting behind him in the 2 first on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network. Lincoln Revill alongside Austin DeCouta ready for this first set of at-bats for the home Harbor Hawks, as the lineup for the Harbor Hawks right here. Caden Rose is going to start us off out in center field. Clark Elliott batting behind him in the 2 spot, playing in right field. Kyle Ball will be over at short, followed by Mason Greer, the DH. Dom Johnson will be in left field tonight, batting in the 5 hole, followed by Zane Harris, the first baseman. Ryan Romano, the second baseman, a very solid second baseman, will be in the 7 hole, followed by Luke Mann, the third baseman. And then Caleb Pendleton, the catcher, will be in the 9 hole to bring around the rear of the lineup. As this first pitch to Caden Rose is swung on and fouled towards the Harbor Hawks dugout. 0-1 now the count.
We've seen a lot more swinging at first pitches from this Harbor Hawks lineup in the last couple of games. The bats were scuffling a bit, and a lot of it was due to them just taking a lot of pitches and a lot of first pitch strikes. So guys like Caden Rose have been jumping on the first pitches a lot more. Rose 0 for 2 last night with 2 walks. He was very happy that he got on base twice. Didn't punch out last night, so he was talking about that before the game. He's feeling pretty good about that and looking to continue that in tonight in that leadoff spot. Getting on base is the key.
Etheridge with the 0-2. Swing and a miss on the breaking ball. Rose goes down swinging for the first out of this bottom of the first inning, as that brings Clark Elliott up with 1 away.
And some news from the Bourne Braves dugout as one of their catchers, Colton Bender, has been drafted. You can see, Bender off camera, but he's been on the phone the last couple of minutes talking with the MLB team. His teammates congratulated him. You got a big cheer from the dugout, so big congratulations goes out to Colton Bender, who is on his way to the MLB. And that's just an incredible moment there for that dugout for Colton Bender himself. He's getting drafted by the Padres, and he did a great job this season for the Braves and now heads off to the minors.
Yeah, that's definitely a call he'll never forget, his call up to the big leagues, or the minors as you said, but eventually hopefully the big leagues. 2-0 to the count now. Benjamin Etheridge on the mound for the Braves as he brings that pitch home. Swung on and missed on the outside from Elliott. Brings the count now to 2 balls and 1 strike.
And we did have a former Harbor Hawk get drafted. That was Hunter Goodman. So congratulations to Hunter Goodman, who has been selected by the Rockies, a former Hyannis Harbor Hawk himself.
Elliott lines that one into left field. That's down for base hit. He's going to take a little stumble over first, but he's in with a 1-out single for the first hit of the game for either team.
Elliott getting comfortable, and just in his 4th game of the season, or 5th game of the season here for Elliott, he's getting real comfortable at the dish. I talked to him before the game. He said that tonight's going to be a good night. He said he was feeling good heading into the game, so no surprise to see him with a single in the first inning.
He's off to a great start in tonight's game, and before the game, our sideline reporter Taylor Farmer actually caught up with him for a little interview. Be sure to check after this inning, actually, after this set of at-bats, as Kyle Ball is now at the plate in the right-handed box. He watches that one go for strike 1 on the inside corner. Etheridge coming from Southern Miss, another school out of Conference USA.
Ooh.
That one misses a little too far inside. Count evens out at 1-1. Etheridge with a 1-0 record in his 5th appearance of the night. Has 6 full innings pitched under his belt, has given up 6 hits and 6 runs, which all were earned. He's walked 3 and has fanned 4.
Yeah, he's a reliever, his first start of the season.
Runner goes. Elliott on his way. He's in time as the throw from Burns. It was a good one, but he came in just a tad too late. Elliott back into second and now in scoring position for the Harbor Hawks. Elliott, I think, he had his first stolen base last night, did he not? If I remember correctly.
I believe so.
That was his first stolen base of the season, so this is number 2 for him. Two balls and 1 strike. Now the count to Ball. Ball over at short for the Harbor Hawks, sporting that blue Under Armour helmet. He swings and grounds that one over towards third. That almost hops over the head of Agnos, but he throws to first for the second out. Throw to second, trying to get Elliott not in time as Elliott's back safely. 2 away now with Mason Greer at the plate.
And Ball just got on top of that one. You could take a bad hop on Agnos over at third base, but he stayed with it. Did an excellent job of looking the runner Elliott back to second base, exactly what you're supposed to do on that play.
And that bounce Agnos had to jump up to grab that ball. That shows just how unpredictable the grass is here at Mckeon Park. Some spots very similar to a turf feel, as we've seen a couple of ground balls and bouncing grounders, that is, almost go over the heads of Harborhawks and opponent players alike. Count now 1 ball and no strikes to Mason Greer with 2 away. Greer with a 153 average on the season. As he watches that one go by for ball 2.
Greer had a great night at the dish last night. Pair of hits for him, and they were hard hit balls.
Yeah, Greer ended up 2 for 3. As Austin mentioned, a pair of singles. He reached third base at one point, but never came home. Also had a ground out to his name then. The 2-0, a big swing from him. He can't connect with it. 2-1 now the count.
Pitch had some movement on it at 89 miles per hour. Greer just a bit over the top of it.
Now Greer, as we know, a couple weeks ago just transferred, I should say, to Missouri State from McLennan Community College. So 2-1, another big swing from him. He can't find it. 2-2 now the count with 2 away.
Wind blowing in tonight. Players weren't too happy about that when they showed up to the field tonight.
Very early start for the Hat here tonight.
The Hat, of course, Lincoln brings out with the count 2-2 and 2 away. It's a good luck charm for the Harborhawks.
The pitch. Foul tipped. He almost had it, but couldn't find enough of it, as that is strike 3. Harborhawks go down. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and Elliott left stranded on second base. We head to the 2nd inning, but first off, our silent reporter Taylor Farmer, that is, caught up with Clark Elliott, as I mentioned beforehand, before the game. Let's find that out.
Clark, an on-base percentage of over 400 at Michigan. Looking to get on base, what have you seen out of the pitching, and how are you adjusting here on the Cape?
Yeah, it's been an adjustment so far. I mean, every pitcher here is so good. For me, I just try to see as many pitches as possible, get the pitch I can hit. But, I mean, we're still making adjustments, so slowly but surely we're making steps in the right direction.
Now, your dad played football at Illinois and ran track, so how did you get into playing baseball?
Yeah, I'm actually the only base.
Pitch from Mckeon. Popped up with a bunt over the head of Mckeon as he tried to grab that pop fly. Both runners will be safe, as there are now runners on the corners with nobody out. Wallace and Knapcheck now on the corners. An unfortunate bunt for the Harborhawks, as a pop fly came in, but it was popped over the head of Cooper Mckeon. So now runners on first and third with nobody out. Mckeon with a deep breath before he comes home. This left-hander. Long drive out towards right center field, nearing the fence, at the wall, and it's gone. And that is a 3-run home run for Colby Thomas and the Bourne Braves to an early 3-0 lead here.
Yeah, unfortunate for Cooper Mckeon, just a couple of balls that just found the grass that he wasn't, he tried to get that pop-up Lincoln, but unfortunately for him, it just was over his head. When things are going bad, sometimes they can spiral, and just got to pitch over the plate there, and a drive there by Thomas, and Colby Thomas just clears the bases.
So 3 batters have been up. All 3 have base hits, including Colby Thomas, who got to touch them all. As that's going to bring Peter Burns now to the plate with a 1-0 count. Burns will be behind the plate for the game tonight. Pitch from Mckeon comes in. That misses up high. 2-0 now the count. Now for those of y'all that are just joining us, Caden Wallace started us off with a double. Started by Christian Knapcheck, who had a little bunt, a pop fly bunt that looked like it was going to be a routine out, but ended up going over the head of Cooper Mckeon. I brought runners to the corners for Colby Thomas, who ended up hitting a ball that went opposite field over the fence for a 3-run home run. And that is how we are at to this 3-0 deficit now for the. Now 2 balls and 1 strike. Mckeon with a big breath from the stretch. Misses outside. 3-1. Thomas from Mercer University batting 207. It's actually Burns from Boston College as he hits that one over towards second. That's going to be Romano picking it up. Throw to first is in time. Zane Harris making the grab for out number 1. Burns down with the 4-3 put out for out number 1 here in the second.
Good bounce back there by Cooper Mckeon. Retires the next batter after the 3-run home run. And as we have to do is just have a short memory, get back on the hill, and try to continue to work.
That's going to bring Zach Agnos, a 6-foot, 208-pound third baseman from East Carolina University, batting .219 on the season with 7 hits, including a double and a triple. He also has 1 home run on the season. 1 ball and no strikes, now the count. Mckeon in the set. That one missing just a bit outside. Count now goes to 2 balls and no strikes. We saw Agnos on opening night. In that game, he ended up going 1 for 4. He had a single. Also had 2 groundouts and a line out. Count now at 2 balls and 1 strike to Agnos. The top of the lineup, Joe Lampe will be on deck now. As Agnos watches that one go, 3-1 in the count. That one's outside. Ball 4, second pitch, second walk that is of the game for Cooper Mckeon as Agnos reaches base. 4 out of the 5 batters faced so far in this second inning have all reached base. 3 of them have come home, as Joe Lampe will now step up to the plate. 0 for 1 on the night.
Now you're back to the top of the order here, and it's important for Mckeon to bear down. That's why you see the mound visit from Caleb Pendleton behind the plate. Has to get some strikes in the zone here, especially with the meat of the order coming up.
Lampe again from Arizona State in left-handed box. He's 0 for 1, went down swinging to start the game off, where we saw the beautiful breaking pitches from Cooper Mckeon. Count goes to 0-1 after Mckeon starts him off with a breaking ball that just misses in the dirt. Mckeon with a look over at first as Agnos was leaning a bit towards second. He chose not to go. That evens the count 1-1. Harborhawks with another hole to dig themselves out of, down 3 runs here in the top of the second inning. The tiebreaker, 1-1. Breaking ball in the dirt. Good stop there from Pendleton, keeping the runner at bay. Agnos stays at first as the count goes to 2 balls and 1 strike now. And you see there are a couple of kids out there in right field trying to find that home run ball from Thomas. Yeah, best of luck out there, kids. It's a jungle out there. Here's the 2-1. That one's lofted and fouled. That's going to head out of play just past the crowd.
Cooper Mckeon plays his college ball at BYU. He was also recruited by Air Force, Davidson, East Carolina, Presbyterian, Charlotte, and UNC Asheville. So Mckeon had a lot of colleges interested in his pitching services. He also participated in the Marine Corps JROTC.
To freeze Lampe on that pitch. So that's going to bring Max Anderson now to the plate. Anderson also 0 for 1. He had a picked up by Mckeon as he throws to first. No tag from Harris, as that one was a bit too high. Mckeon's pitch on the 0-1 misses a bit low. 1 ball and 1 strike, 2 outs now the count. The Braves with 3 runs, 3 hits, and no errors. The Hawks, on the other hand, with no runs on 1 hit and no error. That opposite field single from Clark Elliott back in the bottom of the first. 1-1 breaks in the dirt. 2 balls and 1 strike now the count. Ball fouled off. Sparky, of course, announcing the foul ball. It's going to even the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
No question that one hit him in the box. Of course, if it hits you out of the box, it's a dead ball. You're out for the batter.
The tiebreaker, runner goes from first. This one hit back up the middle, and that's going to get through for a base hit. Rose is going to pick that one up out in center field. Runners will get to the corners once again as Agnos reaches third on that single for Max Anderson. And a good piece of hitting there, just out of reach of Kyle Ball out there at short.
Yeah, and the runner was off on the pitch, and that allowed him to go all the way to third. Mckeon had a high leg kick on that one, so even if that ball's not put in play, he's going to be safe on a stolen base. Now you have to watch Anderson over at first, because if he gets a good jump, he could be on his way to second.
Dalton rushing back at the plate. The lone walk for Mckeon in the first inning. The lone runner on base in the first as well. So he's had 1 appearance, no at-bats so far. A 1-0 pitch from Mckeon finds his own 1-1 now the count. Mckeon this season at BYU posted a 2-1 record in 24 appearances. Ended with 25.1 innings pitched with a 5.68 ERA. One ball and 2 strikes now the count. Mckeon also posted 19 walks during that 25 inning span. Had 35 strikeouts as well. The 1-2. It's going to be fouled off just past the Braves dugout. Breaking ball at 79 miles an hour brings the count back to 1-2. Mckeon originally from Matthews, North Carolina, at 6'2", 200 pounds. Made the trip almost cross country to BYU over in Utah. Time is called from rushing as he takes an extra second to regather himself before this 1-2 pitch. Mckeon tosses it over to first. Agnos threatens to come home, but instead retreats on back to third. No doubt would have been suicide had he chose to go home. Finally, the encore from Mckeon. Misses outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs, now the count. Mckeon has a lot of times tried to find that outside corner. He's had a little bit of trouble recently finding that corner.
He's been favoring the breaking ball a lot, but rushing, not chasing.
The 2-2 swing and a miss as Dalton Rushing goes down for the first time tonight. He's now 0 for 1 as we head to the bottom of the second. Braves up 3-0 on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network. Bottom half of the second coming up on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network. Lincoln Revill alongside Austin DeCouta coming to you here from Judy Walden Scarafile Field as Dom Johnson steps in for his first at-bat of the night. Pitch comes in from Etheridge. That one finds his own 4-strike-1. Harbor Hawks trailing 3-0 against the Bourne Braves now after a 3-run home run earlier last half inning from Colby Thomas. Johnson watches the 0-1 go by. That's ball one. 1-1 now the count. Johnson last night ended 1 for 4 against the Wareham Gatemen. In that time, 2 strikeouts, a flyout, and he had a single in that 9th inning. Shows bunt on the 1-1. He bunts it down the third base line. That's going to be picked up by Etheridge. The throw to first is not in time.
Close play at first, but Johnson has such good speed. Thought that bunt may have been a little bit too close to the pitcher, but Johnson able to beat it out.
Yeah, just a foot over, just a foot further to the left would have given him plenty of time to reach first. Made it a little too close there with that bunt, but a beautiful bunt nonetheless as he now reaches base with an opening bunt for Zane Harris now.
Harris has been spending a little bit of extra time in the cages. Saw him, one of the first guys in the cage today with Clark Elliott as they brought the L screens in.
Harris on the season with a 153 average, 1 home run and a pair of RBI. He's also been watching some film before games just to see how he can improve as he swings at that one. The foul tip. That throw over to second will not be in time. Dom Johnson steals second base. Another good throw there from Burns behind the plate, but the throw is not in time.
Burns was better off not catching that foul tip. If he drops that, runner has to retreat to first. If he doesn't squeeze that.
Now, even if that throw had been on line, I'm not sure that he would have gotten Johnson in time. He got Johnson with a amazing jump off first base there.
He's just so quick, too. I mean, Etheridge is doing a decent job coming home quickly, but Johnson's fast enough to get a good read on him. And if you're Burns, I mean, the throw was a couple hops, but it was the right direction. It was on right to the right side of the bag. You just got to get it up. 2 stolen bases tonight for the Harbor Hawks in 2 attempts.
The 2-1, a long foul ball from Harris as he lines that one, and that lands just past the crowd. Brings him out even at 2-2. Harris also appeared in last night's game at first base, ending 0 for 4 with a strikeout, a ground out, and 2 flyouts. We've seen some power from him as Etheridge comes home with the 2-2. That one misses outside. 3 balls and 2 strikes now the count. Etheridge in danger of walking his first batter of the game.
Would be huge if Harris can get on. That would make it first and second, nobody out, but still a good situation here for Harris. He's taken a couple good pitches that were off the plate. He has such good plate discipline. Does a good job of laying off those tough ones.
Etheridge with the payoff. He fouls that one off. A good battle from Harris as we have to redo that full count pitch. Etheridge has walked 3 people so far this season. We'll see what he does here. Coming in from the stretch, that front leg just about lined up with his pivot heel. That front toe almost even with the heel of his back cleat as he comes set.
Good take.
Check swing. No, he did not, says the third base umpire, as Zane Harris reaches for the 4th walk of the season now for Etheridge, his first of the night. Runners now on first and second for Ryan Romano.
That might have been the best at-bat Zane Harris had all season. I mean, he was laying off some tough pitches, and then even that full count pitch right there that he fouled off, a tough pitch, and then the one to lay off, to be able to take that off-speed pitch and not chase it is incredible plate discipline from Harris, and a big spot here for Ryan Romano.
The last time we were at Mckeon Park, we saw an electric night from Romano, going 3 for 3 with a pair of singles and a triple against the Wareham Gatemen. Has a chance for an RBI here if he can get it through the infield, as Dom Johnson with some speed over at second base. Fans at the first pitch, 0-1 now the count. Romano overall with a .250 average, sitting at 6 for 24 on the season. Has no home runs, but he's smacked in 3 as he tries to lay the bunt down the third base line. A diving play from Agnos. The throw to second is in time. The double play that you didn't expect, but the Braves definitely needed, as they're now 2 away with Zane Harris, the lone runner, on first.
I mean, a great play by Agnos, yeah, but I mean, Romano popped the bunt up just too much, and anytime you'd go to bunt and the ball ends up in the air, it's a bad sign. Unfortunate play for the Harbor Hawks, but you still have a runner on here, and Luke Mann, who's put together some good swings in batting practice recently, a good chance for him to find a gap. And you'll notice the Braves don't shift. The only team in the league that we've seen shift so far was the Gatemen, and when they saw Luke Mann earlier in the week, they had a pretty extreme shift on him, with the second baseman in shallow right, the shortstop behind second, and the third baseman still at third. So the numbers must read as Mann being a pull hitter.
That 0-1 pitch from Etheridge misses up and away, evening the count at 1-1. Yeah, and that shift from the Gateman is a dangerous one. As, like you said, they left the third baseman at his place, and so they left a huge gap out there between second and third. The 1-1 finds the inside corner, just touches the black part of the plate, as that brings the count now to 1-2. Luke Mann at third base, where he's put together quite a bit of a highlight reel this season, sporting the gray-looking bat with the red handle. He swings and fouls that one off. Keeps the count at 1-2 strikes.
Good job by Luke Mann fighting off another tough pitch, and we'll see what Etheridge does here on 1-2. He's been going breaking ball later in the counts, but saw him bring the fastball in on the hands of Luke Mann. If you can get it in there, it's a good pitch to lefties, but if they can get out in front, it can be dangerous on the fastball.
Mann sporting the batting gloves by Franklin as he lines that one over the head of Wimmer for a base hit. Harris is going to be extended over to second. A 2-out single for Luke Mann, as he is 1 for 1 on the day.
Exactly what we talked about before the at-bat is Luke Mann, a pull hitter, finds the right center field gap and gets out in front on a fastball. Perfect piece of hitting by Luke Mann. See what Pendleton can do here.
Pendleton with an RBI chance as he steps into the right-handed box. Has a leg guard on his front leg. Etheridge with the first pitch. That's fouled off the mask of Burns. So that brings the count to 0-1. Pendleton, the 9-hole hitter, which means Caden Rose, the leadoff man, is on deck. Here's the 0-1. A swing and a miss there. 0-2 becomes the count. Pendleton will be behind the dish for the Harbor Hawks. Pendleton from Florida Atlantic University, another Conference USA school. The 0-2 swing and a miss there on the breaking ball. That is out number 3 as the Harbor Hawks strand 2. We head to the third. Braves up 3-0 on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network. Third inning underway here from Mckeon Park. Lincoln Revill once again alongside my good friend Austin DeCouta as we are here for the top half of the third inning. Braves back at the plate as Braylon Wimmer will start us off, followed by Caden Wallace and Christian Knapczyk. Cooper Mckeon back on the mound for the Harbor Hawks as he brings the first pitch home. Another breaking ball to start us off at 77. That finds his own for strike one.
Mckeon set Wimmer down swinging in the first Lincoln inning. It was that breaking ball. He saw him throw it on the first pitch for a strike, and that's one thing that sets Cooper Mckeon apart from a lot of other pitchers with good breaking balls. Mckeon can locate it for a strike when he needs to, which is the big thing. He's not just a strikeout pitch. It's a pitch he throws for strike one, a pitch that he can find the zone with early in counts, and it's been effective all game for Mckeon.
Mckeon with 4 strikeouts so far tonight. A couple of those have been on the breaking ball as that 0-2 pitch is spiked in the dirt. Pendleton attempts to stop it, but it ends up going off of his body. Luckily, nobody's on base, so no one's advancing.
We saw Dylan Post behind the dish last night. Ryan Proto the night before, the 3-catcher rotation. Proto, Post, and Pendleton.
The 3 Ps. Here's the 1-2. That one spiked in the dirt as well. A fastball at 84 miles an hour. Brings the count now to 2-2. Ryan Proto, of course, the other day making his first official start, has done a phenomenal job in the few times that he's seen the field of play this season. That pitch is chopped over towards third base. That's Mann throwing it on the run, and it's not in time.
What an effort by Mason Greer over at third base. Too slow of a chopper for Greer to make a play on that one.
So Mason Greer now at third base in place of Luke Mann. Greer started out at the DH spot, but he's now been moved over to third, so we'll see if Luke Mann comes back to the game tonight.
Yeah, Greer was at third earlier. I think they snuck it in last minute.
Ooh.
The switch between Mann and Greer.
Well. I do apologize to those watching. This whole time I thought that was Mann out there, but instead Mason Greer now the third baseman for the Harbor Hawks. 1-0 now the count. Runner on first. Mckeon comes home. Throw over from Pendleton that almost gets over the head of Harris, but he ends up making a little snow cone over at first base as he ends up picking that one out of the air.
Yeah, he had Wimmer leaning a bit on that one. Not a bad idea from Pendleton. The throw just has to be to the bag, so Harris can just slap the tag on the runner. Nice play by Zane Harris using all of his height to get that one. Harris with size 15 shoes. Former basketball player as well. He stopped playing basketball once he committed to Wright State.
Wallace now with a 2-1 count. He's 1 for 1 with the double. Mckeon comes home. He lofts that one. That's going to head out of play in foul territory.
Another good fastball by Mckeon. He's getting it in on the hands. After the home run by Thomas, he started to locate that fastball a lot better, has Mckeon. Tried to jam Wallace with that one.
Braves wearing navy jerseys with gray pants, a red stripe down the side as that one misses high. That throw is a little bit high to Harris. He's able to pick that one out of the air, but no tag comes in. Bourne also with red lettering across, Braves. Across the chest as he swings at the 2-2 and goes down swinging. That's strikeout number 5 now for Cooper Mckeon as there's now one away for Christian Knapczyk.
Great pitch again by Mckeon. He's really bounced back strong. And one away, you're looking to keep Wimmer right at first. The double play is in order, and you have an infield that's pretty familiar with each other with Ball and Romano.
McKeon's first pitch now to Christian Knapczyk, misses outside for ball 1. An overcast, kind of chilly day here for Mckeon Park. Overcast day is something that we're definitely used to here in Hyannis. Here's the 1-1. Hefty swing there, but he can't connect with it. 1-1, the count to Knapczyk. Knapczyk 1 for 1 with a single. Part of the 3-run home run from Colby Thomas back last inning. Thomas is now on deck. He'll get his second at bat after this. The 1-1. One's down low. 2 balls and 1 strike now the count. Wind blowing in towards the infield out from right field. Stars and Stripes waving in towards home plate.
It's going to be tough to put a ball out now with the wind blowing that far in. I think they wish it would have been blowing in that much on the Thomas home run. I don't think it would have left the yard if it was.
Wind coming out of the northeast at 11 miles an hour, blowing in from the harbor. As we currently sit at 66 degrees here in Barnstable. Barnstable, the one big city that contains both Hyannis and Cotuit. As the 2-2 comes in, runner goes from first. The throw down from Pendleton is not in time. That's Wimmer with a stolen base now as he reaches second, and the count now goes to 3-2 to Knapczyk.
Great throw there by Caleb Pendleton from his knees. That was the only shot he really had as the runner got a good jump, and Mckeon had thrown a off-speed pitch. It was 80 miles per hour, so you combine the two, it's going to be tough to throw anybody out, but a good effort nonetheless from Pendleton.
Wimmer now with his 3rd stolen base of the season as he stands with a pretty big lead over at second. That 3-2 is lined, and that's going to land foul towards the Harbor Hawk bullpen. Johnson was on his way to grab it, but it fell a few yards in front of him.
And there is action in the Harbor Hawk bullpen as Nolan Crisp, the right-hander, has begun to warm up.
Three balls and 2 strikes the count. Mckeon with the payoff, misses outside, ball 4. That is the 3rd walk of the night for Mckeon, as that brings runners to first and second with 1 away for Colby Thomas, who, as we know, with 3 runners on last time, sent a ball over the right field fence for a 3-run home run. Responsible for all 3 RBI for the Braves so far tonight. Mckeon misses on the inside with that first pitch. 1-0 the count with 1 away.
Yeah, that was the first home run, first RBI of the season for Thomas, so he's definitely elated that he'll be the difference maker so far in this game with the 3-run bomb.
Pitch for Mckeon. A long drive out towards the left center gap this time, nearing the wall, and that is off the wall. That's going to one hop of it. 2 runs are going to come in as Thomas is on his way to third. The throw into third base is not going to be in time. A 2 RBI triple for Colby Thomas. He's having himself a night. It is early on, but he is on fire tonight.
5 RBI now as Thomas has driven in all 5 of the runs for the Bourne Braves, and wow, he's swinging the bat well. Coming into the game, as I mentioned, no RBI, but has piled up 5. You're going to look at the stat sheet after the game for tomorrow's game and think that he's been having RBIs in many games, but all 5 have come in this one.
Now Thomas with the 2 hardest parts of the cycle, as he's 2 for 2. A long drive out towards the right center gap. That's going to be picked up by Rose. The throw coming into home. A strong throw from Rose at the plate is in time.
Wow.
Caden Rose. My goodness, what a throw. As that ends the top of the 3rd. 2 runs are added for the Braves.
What a play.
An amazing throw from Rose, showing off his strong arm once again as we head to the bottom of the 3rd. Braves up 5-0 on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network. Bottom half of the third, the Harbor Hawks coming back up to the plate. But before we start, earn a bachelor's or master's degree, complete a certificate, or take a single course through the Division of Continuing Education and Graduate Studies at Curry College. In-person and high-flex classes run days, evenings, and weekends in Milton and Plymouth. To learn more about programs in business, accounting, criminal justice, education, nursing, and more, visit curry.edu. Caden Rose now at the plate to start us off here. Rose, as we know, just finished off the top of the third with an amazing throw in from center field.
He's just an all-around terrific player. It's a great glove in center. Some nights you'll find him in right, occasionally at shortstop, and just a terrific player all around. And Alabama's very lucky to have somebody of his talent.
The 0-2 misses on the outside corner. A beautiful pitch from Etheridge, but he just can't find that outside part. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count. Now going back to that Curry College read, do you think they offer Spanish classes at Curry College?
I don't know. I'm sure they do.
1-2 popped up. That's going to be in foul territory. That's rushing over near the dugout, and he can't make the catch as that goes off the tip of his glove. He thought he was closer to the dugout than he actually was. Well, that crashing glass sound effect was a lot longer than it is at a lot of other ballparks.
I don't think that was crashing glass. That was just the static.
Yeah, it was. It was. Yeah. Quick little joke. 1-2 the count. Etheridge, the right-hander, comes home. That one's popped straight up in the air. That's going to be called on by Rushing. He's going to come in and make the grab. A little bit of redemption there for the first baseman as there's now 1 away. Caden Rose goes to 0 for 2. Rushing coming in quite a ways to make that catch. That was closer to the mound than it was to the bullpen. Etheridge started to come off to make that catch, but ended up being caught off by Rushing, who had just enough time to get under there and make the grab. Now Clark Elliott at the plate. 1 for 1 with a single in the first. Grounds that one past the first baseman. Rushing. He dives for it but can't come up with it. A 2 for 2 night now for Clark Elliott. Back-to-back singles for him. And Elliott with a great start.
Harbor Hawks with 4 hits on the night. Their bats are been effective so far. They just haven't been able to string it together. We'll see what they can do here. Kyle Ball, the guy who's been hitting the ball better as of late as well, had a 2 RBI double last week against the Firebirds at home.
Now, the last game against the Braves as well on opening night, we had a little similar problem where a lot of runners were able to reach base, but we couldn't find hits at the right times to bring those runners home.
I like the aggressiveness on the base pass tonight, though. 2 for 2 on stolen base attempts. And Elliott has one of those 2 stolen bases. We'll see if he's in motion on any of these pitches. I like his chances again, but they're more aware of his speed, I think, this at-bat.
That one lined out into the left center gap, and that's a base hit for Kyle Ball. That's now runners on first and second with 1 away. And another quick little stretch for the Harbor Hawks now.
I like what I'm seeing from the Harbor Hawks. They're aggressive early in the count. They're getting the bat out in front on the fastball. They seem to have timed up Etheridge now. And Mason Greer, although he did go down swinging in the first inning, I like what I'm seeing in his swings. He had a pair of hits last night. He said he's feeling good. And I like what I saw early on in this ball game. Although he went down, I think he took some good cuts, and we'll see what he can do here. I think he's due for a big hit.
Greer's bat has come alive as of late. As he pops that first pitch, that's going to head out of play. Back towards the parking lot, heads up out there. It's going to bring the count now to 0-1. Again, that parking lot as dangerous as ever. Lots of cars parked very close to the field of play. Could be an unfortunate mistake for anybody parked that close. The 0-1, that's lined out towards center field. That's going to be Lampy ranging back, and he makes the grab. Elliott has wheels. He's going to head over to third. He's going to be in time. As runners now on the corners. Kyle Ball stays over at first. Greer out with an F8 for Dom Johnson now.
Just got under that ball a bit, but not a... What happened there?
Now leading 5-0 after 3 on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network. Top half of the fourth coming up. Braves with a 5-0 lead after 3 innings of play. Lincoln Revill alongside Austin DeCouta here for the top of the fourth inning. Zach Agnos going to start us off, followed by Joe Lampe and Max Anderson. A little bit of a controversial call to end that third inning of play as a fly out to Lampe out in center field turned into a double play as they claimed that Clark Elliott left early from second on his way to third. That one's lofted out towards center field. An easy catch for Rose as he comes in under it and makes a grab for out number 1.
Good first pitch there by Rose, and an important out number 1. You want to come out of the bullpen and get ahead early.
New pitcher on the mound for the Harbor Hawks. That's Nolan Crisp. Now on the bump for his first inning of play, as that'll close the door for Mckeon. And Joe Lampe, who's 0 for 2 with 2 of those strikeouts from Mckeon. And now at the plate, Mckeon ended with 5 batters fanned. That one's fouled off. That evens the count, 1 ball and 1 strike now to Lampe. Mckeon ending his night, 3 innings pitched, 6 hits. He allowed 5 runs, and he fanned 5 throughout that span. That one chopped over to second base. Romano going to pick that one up on the throw to Harris in time for out number 2. A nice first 2 outs there for Crisp in his outing.
Good play by Romano, just shifting to his left and making a nice throw to first to Harris. Those throws can seem easy, but sometimes the ones that are, only 20 feet away can be the tough ones that just get away from you.
Very true. You have to really hold back on the power on those close throws, and so that can sort of mess with your mechanics, I guess, just a little bit, make it a little harder to accurately get that ball to where you're throwing it. 0-1 from Crisp, misses up high, brings the count now to 1 ball and 1 strike to Max Anderson. Anderson 1 for 2. In the first inning, had a ground out back up the middle, and in the second, had a single as he lines that one into center field. That's going to be down for a base hit. Rose is going to come up with that one, as that's a 2-out single now for Max Anderson. Anderson now sitting at 2 for 3. As Dalton Rushing is going to come in. Rushing is 0 for 1. He reached on a walk in the first and then went down swinging in that second inning of play. First pitch misses outside, ball 1. A decent crowd here from Mckeon Park. Not as full as what we've seen in the past, but glad to see some devoted fans out here tonight supporting the Harbor Hawks. Fans came out in lawn chairs, see a blanket out there or two, whether it's to cover up from the cold or to just sit on that little grassy hill down the third base foul line. The 1-1 pitch misses in the dirt, brings count 2 balls and 1 strike with 2 away. Crisp looking to get out of this first inning of his outing.
Rushing hit one of his 3 homers in yesterday's game in Chatham, an absolute moonshot.
As he pops that one up, that's straight up into shallow left field. Called on by Rose for the grab, and out number 3. Rose had to cover quite a bit of ground for out number 3, but that ends the top of the fourth as the Braves go down. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and Anderson left stranded on first as we hit the bottom of the fourth. Braves up 5-0 on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network. Dom Johnson set to start us off here in the bottom half of the fourth inning on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network. Lincoln Revill alongside Austin DeCouta here. As the first pitch comes in from Etheridge. Pops straight up. That's going to be playable, as that's Etheridge making the grab over near the first base line for out number one. One pitch and one out as Dom Johnson goes down with what I don't think was an intentional swing, but first out nonetheless.
Just a check swing, but sometimes you make contact on a pitch like that, unfortunately for Johnson.
Johnson now goes down to 1 for 2. Had that single in the second, and Zane Harris is now going to get his second appearance. Reached on a walk back in the second. A slow breaking ball coming in from Etheridge, as that came in at 68 miles an hour.
So two Bourne Braves have been drafted, two that were on this roster. That was Gordon Graceffo, taken in the 5th round earlier tonight. 151 overall to the St. Louis Cardinals. Graceffo started opening night against the Harbor Hawks in the first matchup between the team. Colton Bender, the second we mentioned earlier, the 10th round. 310 overall to the San Diego Padres. And the Harbor Hawks had someone drafted at Goodman to the Rockies. Wasn't on the roster this year, played back a couple years earlier for Hyannis.
Was that one of the 2019 players?
I believe so. Harwich had a few people taken, one of those Nick Sinicola, one of the best pitchers in the Cape this summer.
That one fouled off. Going to be barehanded by the first base coach for the Harbor Hawks as the count comes to 1-2. Harris with a 153 average on the season so far. Lines that one out towards left field. That looks like it's playable, as that's going to be Thomas making the grab for out number 2. Harris goes down to 0 for 1 now. And it looked like that was going to be a well-hit ball, as when that left the bat, you heard some oohs and ahs from the crowd, but it ended up being a few yards too short of the warning track. So now with 2 away, it's Ryan Romano at the plate in the right-handed box. He's 0 for 1. Tried to lay down a bunt in his first appearance, but ended up popping it up on the diving play from Agnos, who then threw it over to second for a 5-4 double play. Good start to this at bat as he faces a 2-0 count. Pitch from Etheridge comes in.
Hello.
That is up and in. We saw quite a bit of those in last night's game. Almost.
A couple inside to Caden Rose. One of them, he said he doesn't know how he managed to dodge it. 3-0 here. I'd give him the green light. Why not?
You think?
Well, I don't know if he'll swing, but I would. Not at that pitch.
Definitely not. No, the 3-0 low and away is that's Romano reaching with a 2-out walk.
The Harbor Hawks have had no shortage of base runners. 5 hits in this game, 2 walks. They're starting to get guys on. It's only a matter of time before they can string together a couple of these hits and push a run across.
Yeah, it's something that we've seen from them a couple of times where they have a bounty of hits, but they're just unable to get those hits at the right time.
Also action in the Braves bullpen as another right-hander begins to throw. No action in the Harbor Hawks bullpen, which likely means Nolan Crisp will be back on for another inning of work.
Crisp did a pretty good job in his opening inning. Wouldn't be surprised if we see him for a couple, 2 or maybe 3. Pitch from Etheridge, line down the first base line, but that is foul.
Man already 1 for 1 on the night with a single to right center. He's seen the ball really well off the hand of Etheridge.
In the bullpen for the Braves as that throw to second on the runner. The throw got there in time, but the tag could not be made as that one got off the glove of Knapczyk. So Romano is into second with a stolen base.
Harbor Hawks 3 for 3 on stolen bases tonight. Romano gets his first of the ball game, his third on the season. He's 3 for 3 on the year. That puts the runner in scoring position for Mann, and this is a good situation for the Harbor Hawks now.
1-1. A towering fly ball over towards the Braves bullpen. That's going to be a couple of players trying to come over making the grab, and rushing, showing off the hops as he leaps on top of the fence. Well, not on top, but he leaps towards the upper part of the fence. Makes the count 1-2 now. In the bullpen for the Braves, that's going to be Jordan Patty from Central Michigan. So we'll see if he comes in for the bottom of the fifth. 1-2 the count to Luke Mann. That one misses outside. A good eye from Mann. 2 balls, 2 strikes the count. I'm going to try something a little bit different. I'm going to turn the hat right side up this time, see if that helps. Instead of having it upside down.
Might have to retire the hat soon.
I might have to. I don't know. It hasn't worked very well. Here's the 2-2. Misses outside.
All right, we're alive for another one at least.
Yep.
The good luck hat lives another day.
It'll be a sad, sad day when I finally have to retire the hat when it stops working. I have to find some sort of new tradition. Count now full with 2 away. Runner on second. A very big pitch here. Time called for Mann. Taking an extra breath here. Etheridge took a little while to get that pitch home after coming set. Etheridge gives the nod to Burns. Looks over at second and comes home. The payoff. Finds the zone. A breaking ball for strike 3. Mann goes down looking as yet another runner is left stranded for the Harbor Hawks. We head to the 5th. Harbor Hawks down 5-0 on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network. Back here for the 5th. As now it's going to be Back here for the 5th as now Braylon Wimmer is going to step up to the plate. He's 1 for 2 on the night. 1-0 now the count as Nolan Crisp is back on the mound for the Harbor Hawks. Wimmer 1 for 2. Single and a strikeout to his name so far. Pitch from Crisp comes in. That one's chopped foul down the third base line. Evens the count, 1 ball and 1 strike with nobody out. Wimmer at second base for the Braves in tonight's game. Wimmer 12 for 44 with a 272 average. He grounds that one way foul, just past the Harbor Hawk dugout for strike 2.
Nolan Crisp been good out of the bullpen. He fired a scoreless top of the 4th inning. Only allowed 1 base runner. It was a walk, but Anderson didn't move from first base.
1-2 the count. Crisp comes home. That one's fouled once again. Making the count 1-2 now. Crisp in a, I wouldn't say it's unusual. It's his personal bit of a windup as that throw from Pendleton comes into first on the drop third strike for out number 1. Wimmer goes down with a drop third strike for out number 1 here in the 5th.
Great pitch there by Nolan Crisp. And when you're ahead 1-2 in a count, you don't necessarily have to throw something in the zone. He throws something enticing to Wimmer that was just below the zone. He gets him chasing, and there's 1 away.
Yeah, when you're ahead 1-2 in the count, that's when you can really throw something junky, try to get the batter chasing. That's exactly what he did.
You see a lot of guys waste pitches on, 0-2. But on 1-2, I don't mind it either. I mean, it doesn't have to be a waste pitch. I think something competitive. But I think a lot of guys fall into the trap of trying to throw strikes on every single pitch. And it's not that you're trying to throw a ball, but if you're ahead 1-2, you don't have to find the zone. Which makes some of the pitchers so dominant because you look at guys like Jake DeGrom, Max Scherzer at the top of their game, who on 1-2 or even 2-2 are going to throw you a slider that's not in the zone, that's going to tail out of the zone. And they're not going to come in the zone, but if they need to, they can come back with a strike. But it's just getting hitters to chase, the movement on pitches, deceiving hitters, keeping them off balance. And Crisp doing a good job of all of that right now.
Crisp now with the 2-1. Comes in as that's lined into center field from Wallace. That's going to be Rose ranging back towards the warning track, and he makes that grab on the warning track for out number 2. A hefty hit from Wallace, but an out nonetheless as Rose with another good grab out there in center field.
Yeah, he's got great range out there. He can cover a ton of ground, does exactly that. It's good to see. It's good to have him out there. He's a defensive run saver. I mean, he saved a run early in the ball game on the double play, catching a pop-up and firing one home. Caden Rose is just, his defensive WAR would be great if he had those advanced analytics.
Christian Knapczyk at the plate now as he watches that first one go by for strike 1. 0-1 the count. Knapczyk 1 for 1 on the night with a single, and he reached on a walk. He's come home twice tonight. 2 of the 5 runs for the Harbor Hawks so far.
In the top of the Braves order tonight, have not scored a run the first 3, but Knapczyk in the 6 hole has scored 2 runs. Thomas has scored a run in the 7 hole. So good things happen when your bottom of the order can score some runs.
Once again, Harbor Hawks currently trailing 5-0 against the Bourne Braves as that one's fouled out of play.
Just went over the hood of a car.
Oh.
Nearly had a cracked windshield.
Almost some severe damage as the count now goes to 2-2 with 2 away. Crisp comes home with the tiebreaker. Chopped down the first base line foul. Harris started to go after it, but ended up stopping short of the line, as we'll redo the 2-2 count after this. Crisp, once again, swing and a miss. Strike 3. Knapczyk goes down swinging for his first time tonight. We head now to the bottom of the 5th. Harbor Hawks trailing 5-0 on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network. Bottom half of the 5th on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network. Lincoln Revill alongside Austin DeCouta, and it's about that time, ladies and gentlemen, where we switch off play-by-play duties at the bottom half of the 5th inning. So I pass the baton now to Austin. Austin, take it away, my friend.
Thank you, Lincoln, and ready to go here from the bottom of the 5th inning at Judy Walden Scarefile Field. That'll be Caleb Pendleton, the Harbor Hawk catcher, leading us off. It's 9-1-2, Pendleton, Rose, Elliott. As a new pitcher toes the rubber for the Bourne Braves, it's the right-hander, Jordan Patty. Patty on the season, making his 3rd appearance. So far he's thrown 8 innings, 8 hits, 3 runs, 1 walk, 9 strikeouts. Those both were starts for Patty. Comes in relief here for the starter, Etheridge. Etheridge was pretty effective tonight, going 4 innings, 5 hits, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts, and no runs coming across for the starter. Caleb Pendleton behind 0-2. The windup and the pitch. Breaking ball, line back, and that hits Patty on the arm. Pendleton hustling to first. He will be out at first on the dive. Tough call, as good recovery, but that one came back and lined Patty. Let's hope he's okay.
He was safe by a step.
Close play, but a good dive by Rushing to recover. Good awareness.
A good dive from Rushing over at first, but I have to say I think Pendleton beat it out. I honestly do.
Patty's going to get checked out for a minute by the trainer after that one, so take a moment for him to regroup on the hill.
So would that be counted sort of as like an unofficial 1-3 put out, do you think? Or would that just go down as a 3 unassisted?
I'm not 100% sure on that one. 1-3 on the put out there as it goes off of Patty to Rushing at first, and he steps on the bag. So 1 away now after the ground out by Pendleton. Be Caden Rose getting ready to come to the plate as Jordan Patty will take a couple of pitches to make sure he's good to go. Not as many fans here tonight as previous nights, but still a decent crowd. Couple hundred people in attendance for this one.
A couple of crowds so far this season have been up in the above 2,000, 3,000. Tonight doesn't look like that many, but I don't know. We might end up with 1,000 in total before the end of the night.
Patty going to take a couple more warm-up tosses. The wind still blowing in a bit here at Judy Walden Scarefile Field at Mckeon Park. Patty good to go. Good to see he is okay and not injured at all. That ball was scorched by Pendleton, and unfortunately for him, he's retired. So 1 away brings up Rose.
Yeah, I think Patty's definitely going to have a nice little bruise on that throwing arm after tonight.
Caden Rose digging in. He's had 5 teammates at Alabama drafted already, or as of before the game today. I'm sure a couple more. So that may shift Rose to being a full-time shortstop at Alabama, but he's open to playing anywhere. Doesn't mind playing the outfield. Doesn't mind playing short. Very versatile player. The count 1-0 to Caden. Rose has played in every game this season for the Harbor Hawks. He started the year against the Bourne Braves on opening night in the 9-hole and playing right field. He tries to drop a bunt, but it's right back to Patty. The throw on to first in time. 1-3 on the putout.
Another bunt attempt, but just about the worst place you could put it. That was an easy grab from Patty. That one went right back to the mound. Able to scoop that one up easily and toss it over to first in plenty of time for out number 2.
And with 2 away, that brings up Clark Elliott, the right fielder. Elliott is 2 for 2 with a stolen base. Patty looking to have a 1-2-3 bottom of the 5th. First pitch to Elliott. Called strike on the outside corner, 0-1.
That was it's an interesting little stance from Patty as he's in the windup. He holds his glove up to his face and then kind of flutters the corners as he's getting his pitch together.
The 0-1, a nice breaking ball gets Elliott out in front, 0-2 the count. Jordan Patty from Central Michigan. From Midland, Michigan, so coming to the Cape a little bit far away from Michigan this summer. Count 1-2 as a fastball misses to Clark Elliott. Elliott's favorite team, the Chicago Cubs. His Cubs may end up being sellers at the trade deadline as they've struggled as of late. The 1-2 to Elliott, swing and a miss. The inning is over. The Harbor Hawks go down in order as Jordan Patty comes out of the bullpen and shuts down any offense from Hyannis. We head to the top of the 6th on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network. Back here for the top of the 6th inning from Mckeon Park in Hyannis, Massachusetts. Austin DeCouta and Lincoln Revill here with you in the broadcast booth as the Bourne Braves get ready to dig in. Colby Thomas leads us off, and he is off to a scorching start to this ball game. 2 for 2, a homer, a triple, and 5 RBI. All 5 runs that have scored as he drops a bunt down the third base line and gets foul. And if you're the Harbor Hawks, after a home run and a triple, you were definitely not expecting a Colby Thomas bunt, but if that was fair, he's safe at first.
Yeah, I really think that Thomas is trying to chip away at that cycle. He already has the 2 hardest hits out of the way with a triple and a home run. Just looking for that single and a double, and a bunt would have been a really nice way to get a single there.
Not a bad idea to start the inning, get on base. 5-0 the lead here for the Braves, but as we know in baseball, no lead is ever safe. Harbor Hawks have hit the ball well tonight with 5 hits. Got a couple of base runners just looking to put together some hits late in this ball game. Crisp fires a fastball. 0-2 the count now as he is ahead on Thomas.
Yeah, like
7-8-9 due up for the Braves this inning.
And like you said, no lead is ever too big, as we've seen earlier on in the season. The Harbor Hawks have strung together a 4-run inning at one point against the Falmouth Commodores, the only time we've traveled to Falmouth.
Cripps tried to come in with a slider, but it slipped out of his hand and sails over the umpire, over the catcher Pendleton, into the backstop for a ball. 1-2 the count. Crisp into his 3rd inning of work here. Has retired 6 of the 7 batters that he's faced. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Nice pitch by Nolan Crisp. Pendleton cleans it up, throws to first, and there's 2 away. Nolan Crisp looks dominant out of the bullpen tonight.
He does. No better way to come out of the bullpen, as he has just a phenomenal outing so far from him. Sorry, go ahead.
That'll bring up the catcher, Peter Burns. 1 away in the inning.
I was just going to say that, good way to get Colby Thomas, who's had such a hot start at the plate tonight. Good first out for him.
Ground ball to Romano at second. Throw to first in time. 2 up, 2 down. 6 straight retired. Brings up the 9-hitter, Zachary Agnos. Agnos 0 for 1 with a walk. He was stranded at third base. Cold night here in Hyannis, or cold for, I think, you Texans, Lincoln.
Yeah,
64 degrees.
We're not used to anything this close in July, for sure.
And I can't say that we are typically. I mean, it's been an unusual month of July up here in Massachusetts. We've seen rain almost every day. We've seen cold weather Normally you're looking at mid-80s, sunny most days, up to the 90s for a couple of weeks, but unfortunately we have not seen that yet.
Now, what I will say is that the rain, Texas has seen a little bit of rain this season, something that we're also not used to this summer, but hot weather, definitely something that we have not had a lack of down south. I think today it was in the, I think it might have been in the 90s today. I know that a couple days ago, the heat index was like at 105 back home.
Wow.
Scorching.
Crisp retired the first 2 batters of the inning, but he's 3-0 on Agnos. That one misses low, so it's a 4-pitch walk to the 9-hitter. Agnos, who has his second walk of the ball game. That'll bring us back to the top of the order.
That's okay. The first walk given up from Crisp, but no harm, no harm yet. Just 1 runner allowed. That won't be anything crazy unless the Braves end up putting together a little bit of a rally here.
That'll bring up Joe Lampe, the center fielder. Lampe comes into this at-bat 0 for 3 with a pair of punch-outs. Agnos on first, the count 1-0 to Lampe. Sports the pulled-up pants to expose the bright red socks. A look that Hunter Pence may have trademarked at the MLB level. You see a lot of guys doing it.
Ooh.
As a pickoff move to first, diving back safely is Agnos. Obviously, there were people before Pence who did it, but in our time, Hunter Pence, one of the most popular to pull the pants up. Xander Bogaerts on the Red Sox does it now. The 1-0 to Lampe. Called strike 1-1 as Crisp finds the outside corner with a fastball.
Now that throw over to first from Crisp, right on the money. I don't think he could have placed it any better. As soon as Harris grabbed it with his glove was already on the leg of Agnos over at first.
That one's fouled off, 1-2 the count. And tonight, of course, after this ball game over, not until it's over, though, I recommend you check out the MLB Home Run Derby. That'll be happening tonight. And Shohei Ohtani just took batting practice, and he hit a ball about 700 feet. I mean, he crushed it over the trees.
First time he's taken batting practice before.
I know, he doesn't take BP anymore. I mean, I don't blame him. He's got a grueling schedule pitching and hitting. He'll be starting in the All-Star game as the leadoff hitter and pitching for the American League. The 1-2 to Lampe is up the middle. A ground ball. Romano flips on to second, and the throw to first. The inning's already over, I believe.
Good old Sparky Burns still being as
That's 3
vocal
outs
as
already.
ever. Just making sure.
The flip from Romano to ball ends the inning. So the Harbor Hawks, an effective outing there for Nolan Crisp as the Braves strand 1. We head to the bottom of the second on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network. The bottom of the 6th in just a moment here on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network. Before we get there, we're going to toss it over to our sideline reporter, Taylor Farmer, who has some more information on a recently drafted former Harbor Hawk, Hunter Goodman.
Thanks, guys. As you touched on earlier in the broadcast, 2019 Harbor Hawk player Hunter Goodman was selected in the 4th round to the Colorado Rockies. He was the top player for Hyannis in 2019, who bat .276 with 8 home runs and 37 RBIs. He'll head to the Rockies with a strong bat who has the ability to play catcher or in the outfield. Congrats and best of luck to Hunter Goodman.
As the MLB draft continues to move on along, we've seen a lot of different players drafted. And we'll have final totals for you for all the former Harbor Hawks taken on our social media pages. You can follow that. Lincoln and I will keep you updated on the broadcast. Saw 4 active Harwich Mariners taken in this draft so far. A couple of those guys had left recently to go prepare for the draft, but they had played at some point in the season. Nick Sinicola, one of them. Bottom of the 6th in just a moment as Kyle Ball digs in here for the 3rd time. Ball 1 for 2 with a single. Austin DeCouta and Lincoln Revill here with you in the booth.
Now another a current Cape League player that just got drafted from Bourne, actually, as we mentioned earlier. That's Colton Bender, the catcher, one of the catchers for the Braves, who was just picked up just a few moments before game time, actually.
You can see his reaction. The Braves had put it on their social media pages. That one comes in on ball. Just misses hitting him.
He grabbed his chest after dodging that ball. I kind of thought that might have grazed him a little bit as he reached back and then immediately grabbed his chest.
He didn't say anything to the umpire. Brandon Johnson behind home. Ball hits it on the ground to third. Agnos flips it out of the glove to the hand. Fires to first in time. Out number 1. 5-3 across the diamond.
I kind of wonder, do you think Agnos meant to do that, where he fielded it with his glove, or started to at least, but he never closed his glove, and the ball sort of hit off of his palm. He grabbed it with his hand almost effortlessly and threw it over to first.
I don't know if it was intentional.
He saved a little bit of time, definitely, but yeah, I'm kind of wondering if it was intentional or not. Flashing his quick hands there.
Mason Greer at the plate. The count 1-1 with one away. Greer comes in 0 for 2 tonight. A strikeout and a flyout. As Jordan Patty back on the hill here for his second inning of work out of the Braves bullpen. Greer pops that one foul out of play. The count will move to 1-2. Patty retired the Harbor Hawks in order in the bottom of the 5th. Would like to replicate that performance here in the bottom of the 6th. Patty shakes his glove, winds up and fires the 1-2. He gets Greer swinging on an off-speed pitch at 83. 2 up, 2 down here in the bottom of the 6th.
Greer showing some aggressive hitting there, trying to find contact there, but he came across just a little bit too late on that third strike, and he's now 0 for 3.
That'll bring up Dom Johnson. 1 for 2. A single stolen base on the night. First pitch breaking ball slipped out of the hand a bit early. Misses high. 1-0 the count to Johnson. The 1-0 to Johnson. Thought about going around. They'll call it a strike. 1-1 the count. Quiet night at the ballpark. Not much chatter coming from the stands. The 1-1 is in the dirt. 2-1 the count to Johnson. The count from Patty. The right-hander gets the signs from his catcher Burns, winds up and fires. Johnson can't catch up with a 90-mile-per-hour fastball. The count evens up at 2-2 with 2 away.
Now, Austin, I might be wrong, but I'm kind of thinking I think the sun might be poking out a little bit now.
Oh, nice of it to poke out at 7:47 at night here. As we
better late than never, I guess.
Wrap up daylight. The 2-2. Called strike 3. Johnson turns and walks back to the dugout as Jordan Patty is dealing out of the bullpen. 6 up, 6 down for the Braves reliever. We head to the top of the 7th. Harbor Hawks chasing 5. Max Anderson leading us off here in the top of the 7th. Austin DeCouta and Lincoln Revill in the booth. New pitcher on the hill here for the Harbor Hawks. It's the lefty from Louisville, Evan Webster. Webster replaces Nolan Crisp, who came on in relief of the starter Cooper Mckeon. Crisp went 3 scoreless innings and was phenomenal tonight, Lincoln.
He was. He posted some great numbers out of the bullpen, really showing off just how elusive of a pitcher he can be.
Evan Webster's been one of the best this season for Hyannis, making his 5th appearance on the season. In the 4 previous, he has totaled 7 2/3 innings pitched, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, and 9 strikeouts, good for a 2.35 ERA. The 1-2 is hitting in the right center field gap. Back on it is Clark Elliott, a couple steps in front of the warning track, makes the catch, and Caden Rose still gets over there to back him up. Caden Rose can cover so much ground. He saw it on that play, doing his job, backing up Elliott, but Elliott makes the catch anyways himself.
Yeah, Elliott doing a good job, but want to commend Caden Rose out there in center field, as you mentioned, covering so much ground, coming over into the right field spot all the way from center just to back up his fellow outfielder Elliott. A good job from him.
That'll bring up Dalton Rushing. He's 0 for 2 with a walk to this point. He takes a fastball high, 1-0 the count. The 1-0 awaits. Webster winds up and fires. That misses outside. 2-0 the count. Off the glove of Pendleton. The defense remains the same for the Harbor Hawks. It's Pendleton behind the plate. Greer at third, Ball at short. Romano at second. Zane Harris at first. Dom Johnson in left. Caden Rose in center. Clark Elliott in right. The 2-0 popped up. Out of play. 2-1 the count. Evan Webster from Union, Kentucky. Rushing pops it up. Mile high as Romano settles under it and makes the catch as it finally comes down for out number 2.
A towering fly ball there from Rushing, but couldn't really do anything with it, as that was a pretty easy out for out number 2 there.
That'll bring up Braylon Wimmer. Wimmer 0 for 2 with a walk, a run scored, and a stolen base on the night. 2 up, 2 down as Webster looks to build off the strong bullpen outing from Nolan Crisp. Called strike. 0-1 the count. Right-hander warming up in the Harbor Hawks bullpen. It's Adrian Saravo getting loose. We'll see if he actually comes into pitch. We're just throwing a little bit out there. Saravo had started on Friday at Wareham. Or Saturday at Wareham, rather.
Yeah.
Three innings in that game. The
Friday
1-1.
was supposed to be against the Braves again.
2-1 the count now to Wimmer. Saravo had thrown 3 innings in that game on Saturday, the 2-1. That one's lined into left field for a base hit. Wimmer's out of the box thinking too. Johnson fires it in from left field as Wimmer just takes a big turn and gets back. So it's a 2-out single for Wimmer, his first hit of the night.
Yeah, probably a smart choice from Wimmer, staying at first after that throw from Johnson came in. Johnson did get to it quick. It could have been a double if Wimmer had just an insane set of wheels out there, but instead a safe and smart decision staying at first.
Two away, that brings up Wallace. That one's lined off of Webster. He knocks it down. Webster regroups, fires to first, and it is in time. So Evan Webster seems to be okay. Nice recovery there to end the inning. The Braves strand 1. We head to the bottom of the 7th on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network. Ready to go here in the bottom of the 7th as Zane Harris digs in. Austin, DeCouta, Lincoln, Revill here with you on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network. Harris 0 for 1 with a walk tonight. He was left stranded at second base after reaching back in inning number 2. Jordan Patty back on the hill for his 3rd inning of work. Patty has fired 2 scoreless out of the Braves bullpen so far and retired all 6 batters that he has faced to this point.
Yeah, Patty's been really elusive out of the bullpen, really pounding that strike zone and doing a great job so far.
The count 1-1 to Zane Harris. Patty gets the sign from Burns. The 1-1 is cut on and missed as Harris can't connect on that fastball on the outside part of the plate. 1-2 the count. Harris's home run that he has on the season came here at Mckeon Park a couple of weeks ago to right field. Has a lot of power, does Harris. As impressed in batting practice, the 1-2. Line to left field. It's going to curve foul off towards the Harbor Hawks bullpen. Patty comes set. Shakes his glove before the 1-2. Here it is. Harris lines it into right field for a base hit. A leadoff single for Zane Harris as he's reached base safely now twice tonight. And with nobody out still, that's going to bring up Ryan Romano. Romano 0 for 1 with a walk and a stolen base tonight for Hyannis. Patty comes set. Harris gets his lead, and time is called as a ball has sailed onto the field from the Bourne bullpen down the right field line. Ryan Romano's brother currently playing in the FCBL with the Pittsfield Suns. Romano's dad played for manager Gary Calhoun and that junior college championship team. He's had a couple of relatives drafted. Great baseball family, by all accounts. Gary Calhoun talked about how good of athletes the Romano family is. And Ryan's cousin, Jonah Scalero, a pitcher on this Harbor Hawk team. So just baseball in the bloodlines. The 0-1 to Romano. In the dirt and blocked by the catcher Burns. The count will hold, or move to 1-1 rather.
Now, Zane Harris over at first base after that single, if I'm not mistaken, that's actually Harris's first base hit since the 29th. So a good job from him being able to reach base.
1-1 the count to Romano. That one's grounded foul. 1-2 the count. One and 2 to Ryan Romano, the second baseman. He's found himself in the starting lineup a few nights in a row now. Was in the 3-hole in the lineup last night in Wareham. The 1-2. That misses, and 2-2 the count. Quiet night here at Mckeon Park. As the Harbor Hawks look to rally here. Chasing 5 to the Bourne Braves. The 2-2 is swung on by Romano. No drop third strike with the runner occupying first, so Romano goes down swinging for out number 1.
I love the intensity from Romano trying to get down to first on that drop third strike, but unfortunately for him, Harris was already occupying first base, so that's just going to be a strikeout for him.
That'll bring up Luke Mann. One away in the inning. Harris on first. Mann tonight, 1 for 2 with a single. First pitch to Mann. That misses for a ball, 1-0 the count. Harris is the first base runner that Patty has allowed on the night. He had retired 6 in a row. Before the leadoff single to start this inning by Zane Harris. Not as much wind now as the flag in right center has come relatively still.
Still wiggling a little bit out there on the pole, but
2-0 to Man. Misses. Ball 3-0. And I'd assume here that Man probably doesn't have the green light unless it's something at the belt that he really, really likes. 3-0, runner on first. You're looking to get a couple of base runners as the top of the order looms. It's Pendleton on deck, the 9-hitter, then top of the order. If you can get to that point.
high key with the 3-0 count. Rarely will you ever see me say that I am okay with a green light swing on a 3-0 count, but there are some times where I'll say go for it on 3-0.
Three-one the count now to Luke Mann. And a fastball, a good pitch there by Patty gets Mann just behind. 3-2 the count. Luke Mann from St. Louis, Missouri, although his favorite baseball team is not the St. Louis Cardinals. Said he doesn't really have one, but if he had to pick, maybe the Texas Rangers would be in the running as he goes down swinging for out number 2. Here comes Caleb Pendleton. 0 for 2 tonight. He had a hard-hit line drive back up the middle. Off of Patty as Pendleton blasts that one to deep left field, and it is gone! Caleb Pendleton's first hit of the season is a 2-run home run, and that cuts the deficit a little bit as the Harbor Hawks now trail 5-2. Great swing of the bat by Pendleton.
All right. What a hit for your first hit of the season. Caleb Pendleton, a moonshot over that left field fence. My goodness, what a hit.
That's got to feel good for Pendleton. What a swing there, and he demolished that baseball. You knew off the bat that that one was gone, and it's a 2-run blast to bring home Harris. And I was about to mention before he swung that, he laced the ball off Jordan Patty in his first at-bat that he saw against him. It was a line drive back off the pitcher. So something about Jordan Patty that Caleb Pendleton likes. The 0-1 to Caden Rose, the leadoff man. He tried to match Pendleton's swing, but he couldn't connect there. 0-2. Wakes up the dugout just a bit off that one. 0-2 to Rose, misses outside, 1-2 the count.
Yeah, 2021 Home Run Derby just about ready to get underway. They're introducing the players now as we speak.
The 1-2 misses, 2-2 the count.
All right, here we go.
Hat is
Bringing it back, bringing it back.
Lincoln has his lucky
Let's do it.
hat here that he shakes with 2-2 and 2 away. There's a tradition that the hat shake is good luck. The 2-2 to Rose. Popped up. High. Pop-up is rushing's going to come give it a look near the Braves dugout. He makes the catch, tiptoeing near the fence for out number 3. But the Harbor Hawks get 2 back thanks to a 2-run home run off the bat of Caleb Pendleton. We head to the 8th inning on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network. Back here for the 8th inning as Evan Webster's back on the hill. Austin DeCouta, Lincoln Revill here with you in the booth. And Lincoln, that home run by Pendleton was his first hit of the year. He hasn't had a ton of starts due to the 3 or 4 catcher rotation, sort of, with Hackenberg starting the year, Ryan Proto coming in. But a really, really good swing by Pendleton. He's had a lot of good swings the last couple of starts, and good to see that one go over the fence.
Yeah, it was a fantastic hit, and like you said earlier, it was absolutely like a no-doubter coming off the bat.
1-1 the count. Knapczyk leading us off here for the Braves. 2-1. Webster worked a clean 7th inning. Allowed just 1 base runner on a 2-out single, then retired the next man as that one comes inside, a called strike. 2-2 the count. The windup and the pitch. That one's lined down the left field line. It will stay inside the foul line. As on his way to second is Knapczyk. The throw from left field comes to third. It's a stand-up double to lead off the inning for Christian Knapczyk.
Well, I don't think you could have placed that ball any more perfectly if you're Knapczyk. Just a couple of feet over to the right of that foul line, and that ended up taking the right bounce as that rolled all the way to the corner past the bullpen. Left it far enough for Johnson to get that. Knapczyk could get into second very easily with a stand-up double.
Good piece of hitting by Knapczyk, and here's the most dangerous hitter in the Braves lineup, at least tonight. Maybe not on the season, but tonight. Colby Thomas is 2 for 3, a homer, a triple, 5 RBI. That one misses, 1-0. Got to be careful. He almost had himself a bunt single back in the 6th, but that at-bat ultimate resulted in a strikeout. 1-0. The count from Evan Webster. That one's lined to third. That's inside the third base line. Knapczyk coming around to score from second. Pulling into second is Thomas, and he's got a double. That is 3 legs of the cycle for Thomas in his 6th RBI of the night. All 6 runs scored for the Braves have been driven in by Thomas, and this is a historic night for him.
Yeah, that's a massive outing from him tonight. 3 for 4, like you said, 3 of the 4 legs of the cycle. Just a single shy of it, the easiest part of the cycle to get.
He almost had it on the bunt single, too.
He did,
that's
yeah.
just, we'll see if he gets up again.
Inches away from the cycle here tonight.
As Pendleton's going to call time, he's going to go get on the same page with Webster, the pitcher. No action in the Harbor Hawks bullpen now. We saw Adrian Saravo toss, but I thought maybe that was just to throw a little bit, get loose. You know, sometimes guys will, stay warm. Maybe get an inning of work in the bullpen, a simulated inning.
Saravo's back in the dugout now, so I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, maybe just a sim inning, I guess, in the
maybe
bullpen.
So.
Burns, the catcher, at the plate now. First pitch to him from Webster. Misses outside, 1-0 the count.
Now, Austin, we've seen a few of the relief pitchers get starts over the past couple of days like we've seen. But so my question to you is, do you think we'll sort of split those relievers into the starting rotation, or do you think we'll see them as both starters and relievers now?
Well, it'll be interesting. I know there's some arms leaving, coming and going for the Harbor Hawks. I think one guy who will stick in the rotation will be Marc. He talked about one day hopefully just being a starter. So he's starting to build up his innings. He threw 4 innings yesterday, so 1-1 the count. But Lincoln, I think Adamiak will stick in the rotation. We'll see what they do with Cooper Mckeon as the Harbor Hawks look to formulate some kind of rotation here. As that one's chopped back to the pitcher, Webster. He turns and fires to first for out number 1. Good play by Webster to turn and throw. That can be a difficult play for left-handed pitchers to have to spin and make that throw.
And the glove arm of Webster was just long enough to where he could grab that ball off the ground and throw it over to first in time. Now we have the infield in with the runner on third.
The attendance tonight reported at Mckeon Park, 1,405.
I guess that could be the grand total of people all throughout tonight. People have come and they've gone since then. People have come in late.
First pitch to Agnos is a called strike. Agnos on the night, 0 for 1, a pair of walks. He has not come around to score. Top of the order hasn't picked him up when he's on the bases yet. The infield will come in here for Hyannis as they trail 6-2, looking to prevent that lead from growing any further. The 0-1 from Webster, he squares, pulls it back. Pendleton thought about firing down to third, but with Greer playing in, there was nobody getting to that third base bag as he charged in for the bunt. You have him if he doesn't score a bunt on that. He had such a big lead up the third base line that there's a chance he'd get Thomas, but unfortunately with Greer having to charge on the bunt, no shot at a pick off there. The 1-1 to Agnos is popped up down the first base line and into the woods. A couple hundred fans remain here at Mckeon Park for the conclusion of this ball game. Bottom of the 8th here for the Harbor Hawks top of the 8th, excuse me. Harbor Hawks looking to put a rally together next inning. We saw 2 runs come home in the bottom of the 7th. That one misses for a ball, 2-2. The bats have started to come alive a bit last week, Lincoln. They have 7 hits in this ball game, 2 runs.
Yeah, I think everything is started to come together. Tonight, everything has been pretty decent. Pitching has been pretty good. The bats have been very good, as we've mentioned, with 7 hits. It's just a matter, tonight the problem has just been getting those hits at the wrong times, not getting hits with runners in scoring position, except for that, of course, 2-run moonshot that we had earlier.
And Webster fans Agnos for a big out number 2. Now the infield can step back to their normal depths, and Webster can take a little bit of a deep breath on the mound. Not out quite yet with the runner. Thomas still on third. You're at the top of the order. Joe Lampe digs in. Lampe is 0 for 4 in the leadoff spot tonight. First pitch from Webster. Called strike on the outside corner, 0-1 the count. Action now in the Braves bullpen as a right-hander begins to get loose. We'll see if Jordan Patty's day is done.
Now, Austin, as we mentioned earlier, the home run derby going on now at Coors Field in Colorado. We were talking before the game about just how the ball travels so much further at Coors Field due to the higher elevation. Just saw a stat here, a little fact. The ball has an average of 24 extra feet of distance due to the higher elevation.
And a called strike 3. Webster punches out back-to-back batters to end the inning. We head to the bottom of the 8th. Harbor Hawks looking to put a little rally together on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network. The bottom of the 8th just moments away, but before we begin, A little word from Milton Cat, one of our game sponsors. For sales and rentals of Caterpillar machinery, generators, and marine engines, visit MiltonCat.com, your area Cat dealer. Milton Cat, the Cape and Islands Caterpillar dealer, is proud to be a sponsor of today's game. Clark Elliott leads us off here in the bottom of the 8th. Austin DeCouta, Lincoln Revill in the booth with you. As that one comes in and hits Elliott, so the leadoff man is aboard, and Elliott reaches base safely for the 3rd time in the ballgame. I talked to him before the game. He said he was feeling good. I didn't know he was feeling this good for three times to reach base. How about that?
3 for 4, and just a fantastic night for him.
That'll bring up Kyle Ball. 1 for 3 with the single on the night for Ball. Elliott gets his lead from first. He does have a stolen base in the ballgame. That one comes in high and tight to Ball. As a new pitcher on the hill for the Braves, it's Cade Smith from Mississippi State.
Home Run Derby has officially started. Mancini versus Olsen. First off, the first part of the bracket.
Count 2-0, so Smith comes in. He did hit Elliott. Now he throws 2 straight balls to Kyle Ball. Good chance here for the Harbor Hawks, Lincoln. We could use a nice late rally here to pick up a win. Down 4. They scored 2 in the bottom of the 7th, thanks to a 2-run home run by Caleb Pendleton. Somebody who's very familiar with home runs. He had his first 2 collegiate at-bats in the same inning. Pendleton hit 2 grand slams. A once-in-a-million kind of scenario.
We've only seen it once. We'll probably never see it again.
Yeah, I mean, it's an incredible stat that Pendleton will carry with him the rest of his baseball career and his life. 3-1 to Kyle Ball. That misses ball 4. And a little bit up in the zone. Kyle Ball, I don't think thought that was a ball either. He was digging back in, ready to go for the next pitch, but ball 4. We'll take it as that puts runners on first and second. Nobody out. Mason Greer at the plate. Lincoln, the Harbor Hawks could be in business here.
We could, and baseball, a game of inches, and that was a perfect display of it there. That pitch missing by just an inch or 2. As, like you said, everybody thought that was a strike, but instead it was ball 4.
Mason Greer at the plate, 1-0 the count. Elliott on second. Ball at first, neither being held on. That one misses, 2-0. Little bit of control trouble here for Smith out of the bullpen.
Yeah, Smith only thrown 1 strike so far.
And there's good speed on the bases, too, if Greer can find a gap. The 2-0 goes after a fastball but can't catch up to it. 2-1 the count.
He had a strong swing coming up for that one. If he would have made solid contact, he would have taken that one for quite a ride.
The 2-1, Greer. Behind the fastball, may have tipped it, 2-2 the count.
He's getting closer and closer. There was a little bit of a tip on that one. I heard the wood hitting the leather on the ball and just looking to size it up a little bit.
The 2-2. Ooh, called strike 3 on the outside corner as Greer goes down looking for out number 1.
A perfect frame job from Burns behind the plate. That one might have been a little bit outside, but he picked it up, snapped that glove right into the zone, and got the call.
That'll bring up Dom Johnson, the left fielder from Kansas State. One away in the inning. Johnson on the night as a single, 1 for 3 on the line. First pitch to Johnson. That ball is crushed to left field, high and deep, and it is foul. Oh no, just missed a 3-run home run by a matter of feet.
A fantastic call on that one, but oh man, just a little foul.
Man.
That would have been, That would have been game-changing.
I didn't even see it, to be honest. I saw it just take off, and then I was watching home plate umpire Brandon Johnson for his call of fair foul, and
I saw it. It landed well into the trees out there in left field, just a few yards foul. It wasn't even that far off. It was just a few yards.
I saw it take off in a hurry. Just missed. 0-2 the count, and I don't think Smith's throwing that pitch again to Johnson.
Be nice if he could, though.
The 0-2. That ball is hit foul down the third base line as Gary Calhoun leans out of the way. Count will hold at 0-2.
Trey Mancini just tore up the opening round in the home run derby. 19 home runs in the opening round.
Wow.
He started off pretty slow, too, and then after that little break that he had about halfway through the round, he really lit it up.
The 0-2 to Johnson. Tapped foul again as he fights off another tough pitch and stays alive. The 0-2. Misses high, 1-2. 92 on the fastball. Big situation here for the Harbor Hawks. Bottom of the 8th inning. 6-2 the score as the Braves lead it. Runners on first and second. It's Kyle Ball at first. Clark Elliott at second. The 1-2 to Johnson. Inside 2-2. Good at bat here.
He's starting to fight back now. He was down 0-2. He's seen 2 straight balls. A good at bat coming from him here. Hoping for a big hit here. One that's fair. Unlike the long foul ball that we had a little while ago.
Smith comes set. The 2-2. Tapped foul again. Dom Johnson.
He's not going down without a fight.
No, he is not. Fighting off everything.
No matter the outcome of this at bat, I have to say I'm very impressed with this. It's been a quality at bat, definitely. A good battle.
The 2-2 once more. Tapped foul again. Dom Johnson is not going down until he reaches base safely, it seems. He just continues to fight off everything that Cade Smith throws his way.
After that could have been home run, he's definitely looking for something else to hit here, and he's not going down until he gets that thing to hit.
2-2, one away. Smith comes set. The 2-2. Runners go on the pitch. That one's grounded softly down the first base line. It rolls foul.
Oh.
Johnson would have been out at first on that one.
He would have, but he would have extended both runners who left early. Would have done his job.
We'll see what he can do here. Maybe rather have him take another swing depending on the outcome of it as he continues to fight.
Trey Mancini just finished his first round. With the extra time, at least. I forgot they had extra time now. Ended with 24 home runs.
Wow. That is just
in
impressive.
The first round. Very impressive.
Time is called as a ball has come on the field. The shakes off the signs, does Smith. The 10th pitch of the at-bat awaits. Long at-bat here from Dom Johnson. Looking to come through for his club. Runners on first and second. One away. The pitch. In the dirt, 3-2. I mean, this could not be a better at-bat.
No, it couldn't. This has been a phenomenal battle between both pitcher and catcher, especially Dom Johnson, who's fought back from 0-2, fouled off pitches aplenty. And now has a 3-2 count.
3-2, one away. The 11th pitch of the at-bat awaits. And time is called again. Man. What an at-bat brewing. Zane Harris on deck for the Harbor Hawks. The 3-2 from Smith. In the dirt, ball 4. Dom Johnson with the at-bat.
Round of applause, I have to say.
No idea who they're checking. Sparky Burns says he didn't go, and that confirms what everyone else thought. That was probably the best at-bat we've seen, and maybe all season.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, it's a walk, but at the same time, it was 11 pitches that Dom Johnson.
If not the top at-bat we've seen, definitely I'd say top 5 for sure.
Right at-bat. The base is loaded. Zane Harris digs in. He is the tying run. Smith's going to go from the windup with one away. First pitch to Zane Harris. Misses low, 1-0, and nowhere to put Harris here. Smith started the inning by hitting Clark Elliott. He then walked Kyle Ball, struck out Mason Greer looking, walked Dom Johnson. That'll prompt a mound visit here and possibly a pitching change. As Smith has struggled with his control, we'll see what the result is.
Yeah, Smith overall, 24 pitches so far. He's evened out 12 balls and 12 strikes to his outing tonight so far.
It's like just a long conversation. I think that's the time there. Hey, what are you taking a while on the mound? Oh, now Brandon Johnson, the umpire, going to come end the mound visit, but the coach ends it himself before Johnson gets out there. 1-0 the count to Zane Harris. The bases are loaded here in the bottom of the second. Austin DeCouta, Lincoln Revill here with you. The Harbor Hawks were down 5. They then got a 2-run home run in the bottom of the 7th from Pendleton. The 1-0, called strike. The Braves added 1 in the top of the 8th to make it 6-2. 6 runs, 10 hits, no errors for Bourne. 2 runs, 7 hits, no errors for the Harbor Hawks. The 1-1 popped up out of play into the parking lot. And that lands just near a car. 1-2 the count.
Oh, if he could have lined that one up solidly, whew, that would have been a dangerous hit.
Smith gets the signs from Burns. The 1-2 in the dirt and blocked by the catcher. 2-2 the count.
A very, very good stop from Burns behind the plate, saving a run from coming across. A huge at-bat here for Harris.
The 2-2. Inside, ball 3.
Oh. Oh.
And 3-2. The count to Harris. 1 away, bases loaded, nowhere to put him. Smith has to come in the zone here.
Yeah, he's walked once. Harris has walked once already.
A very patient at-bat. He went full count in that one as well.
He also has a base hit to the night.
The 3-2 from Smith. Ground ball foul. Another good at-bat. Harris and Johnson spoiling off lots of pitches here.
I got a good feeling about this one. I really do. I have a good feeling. I'm liking this. I'm liking this a lot.
Lincoln's excited.
I am. I am so pumped right now.
3-2 to Zane Harris. Ground ball foul again. Harris spoils another good pitch and stays alive. Ryan Romano on deck for Hyannis. Cade Smith looking to work his way out of trouble. The 3-2. Ground ball softly hit to third. Agnes picks it on a hop. The throw to first is in time to get Harris, but a run comes across. An RBI ground out for Zane Harris, so the Harbor Hawks chip away at 6-3.
Well, hey, that's okay. Got a run across. Wasn't the hit that we were thinking of, but still, it was a good job being able to get a run across, and now we're 1 run closer to tying this game with a tying run at the plate once again.
Harris drives in 1. It's going to prompt a pitching change here from Hyannis. The Harbor Hawks trailing 6-3. Runners on second and third for Romano when we return on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network. Ryan Romano digs in here with 2 away. Runners on second and third. It's Kyle Ball at third. Dom Johnson on second. The Harbor Hawks have got one across in the inning. 6-3, the Braves lead. Romano looking to come through for his team. Xavier Lovett, the new pitcher on the hill for the Braves. First pitch to Romano. Misses, sailed on him a bit. The fastball, 92 miles per hour. 1-0 the count.
Now Romano a couple days ago had that big game against the Gatemen where he went 3 for 3 with a pair of singles and a triple. Triple or any hit really would be monumental.
The 1-0. That misses. 2-0 the count to Romano. Now Romano is the tying run. And is there smoke coming from
I don't know. I'm
somewhere?
I hear sirens too, so I'm not sure if that's smoke. I don't smell a fire.
The 2-0. Romano pops it foul out of play.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't smell like I don't smell a fire of anything specific, but I do hear sirens in the background, so I'm not sure if that might be something related to it.
2-1 the count to Romano. Lovett fires home. That one's lined foul back off the netting. 2-2. The Harbor Hawks as a team have put together some terrific swings in the inning. Something is burning. I smell, I smell it now.
That's rubber.
As
that
smoke pours in from right field behind the trees.
Yeah, that is a rubber. Ooh, that is a rubber fire. Maybe a car, something like that. I don't know.
It's a 2-2 to Romano from Lovett. Lincoln has the lucky hat going, and Romano swings and misses at a pitch just below the knees as that one ends the inning. The Harbor Hawks made it a little bit dramatic there in the bottom of the 8th. They do get one. 6-3 the score as we head to the 9th. Ninth inning here from Mckeon Park. Austin DeCouta, Lincoln Revill here with you in the booth. Evan Webster still on the hill. Anderson, the DH, leads us off. 1 for 3 on the night. First pitch, grounds it to third. Mason Greer plays it on a hop. The strong throw across the diamond is in time. 1 pitch, 1 out. Nice strong throw from Greer.
Great play from Greer over at third. Like you said, a strong throw. Good play overall for that first out here in the 9th.
In steps the first baseman, Dalton Rushing. 1 for 3 on the night with a... Nope, 0 for 3. 0 for 3 with a walk. Whoops. That one's a off-speed pitch. 77 miles per hour. Finds the zone for a strike.
Now, games upcoming for the Harbor Hawks. Very easy to remember, as they're very similar to tonight. For the rest of the week up until that off day, we play Bourne. every day. Tomorrow night, that'll be back here at Mckeon Park against the Braves. And then on Wednesday, we'll be traveling over to Bourne to play over there.
The 0-2 from Webster. Misses for a ball, 1-2. Think Webster goes back to the breaking ball here on 1-2.
No, I'm saying fastball.
The 1-2 is the breaking ball, swing and a miss. 2 down.
Look at that. I think these pitchers might have like an earpiece connected to the broadcast, and they'll hear me say it and then be like, nah, I'm going something else. The total opposite of whatever Lincoln says. That's what I'm doing.
Webster's retired 4 in a row. That brings up Braylon Wimmer. Wimmer on the night. 2 for 4. 2 singles, a stolen base, and a run scored for the second baseman. 0-1 the count. Time is called, and for the 4th time tonight, a ball from the Bourne bullpen has sailed into play. 0-1 the count to Wimmer. Got him on a changeup on the outside part of the plate, 0-2.
Beautiful pitch there. Strike number 2. Looking for strikeout number 2 here in the inning.
The 0-2.
Ooh.
Just misses as Kyle Ball, Mason Greer, Dom Johnson, and the rest of the Harbor Hawks have taken a couple steps towards the dugout.
I don't blame him. A beautiful, perfect pitch there, just a little bit outside.
The 1-2 from Webster. Popped foul, out of play. One and 2 the count to Wimmer. Wind up and the pitch. In the dirt and blocked by Pendleton. 2-2 the count, evens up with 2 away. We'll see where Webster goes here.
Oh, Trevor Story showing off his distance tonight, going 518 feet.
Wow, as that one by Wimmer is flown to right center field. Elliott makes the catch to end the inning. The Braves go down in order in the top of the 9th. Last at-bats for the Harbor Hawks coming up in a moment on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network. Bottom of the 9th inning here from Mckeon Park as the Harbor Hawks get ready to try to put something together to close this 3-run deficit. As Eric Adler, the closer, is on, and he's been spectacular this season. 3 saves, one of those on opening night against the Harbor Hawks. 6 innings pitched, 3 hits, Lincoln. No runs, 3 walks, 13 strikeouts in 6 innings.
Wow.
He's been dominant. First pitch to Luke Mann, misses for a ball, 95 mile per hour on the fastball. It's going to be Mann leading us off, followed by Caleb Pendleton, and then the top of the order. 1-0 the count to Mann from Adler. Mann hits that one hard on the ground to second. Wimmer slides, throws to first, and he held the bag long enough for out number 1. 4-3 on the putout.
Great play from Wimmer over at second. I really thought that Mann was going to be able to beat that throw out, but Wimmer got it and really surprised me there.
Here comes Caleb Pendleton, the catcher. He had a 2-run home run in the bottom of the 7th, which gave the Harbor Hawks their first 2 runs of the ball game. Adler, one of the toughest to hit off in this league. A little bit of a unique delivery, or setup to his delivery. First pitch to Pendleton. Breaking pitch inside, 1-0 the count. Adler gets the signs from Burns and fires a breaking ball for a called strike, 1-1 the count.
Looking for another huge hit from Pendleton here.
6-3 the Harbor Hawks trailing the Bourne Braves. The top team in the Western Division are the Braves. And the Harbor Hawks have put up a good fight against them tonight.
They have. The Harbor Hawks have had 2 good games against the Braves this season. That 3-0 loss where all those runs for the Braves came in the 8th inning. And then this loss here where we really fought back and down only 3 runs.
The 2-2. Well, the 2-1 was a strike. Pendleton couldn't catch up, 96 on the fastball, so now the count is 2-2. 2-2, 1 away. Caden Rose, the top of the order, on deck for Hyannis. The 2-2 from Adler. Swing and a miss. He gets Pendleton on a fastball, and there are 2 away.
Good swing there from Pendleton, looking for another hit here, but Adler with a phenomenal fastball. Good second out.
In steps Caden Rose. One out remaining for Hyannis. 6 runs, 10 hits, no errors for Bourne. 3 runs, 7 hits, no errors for Hyannis. A clean defensive game for both teams. First pitch to Rose from Adler. Breaking ball, misses. 1-0. I mean, Adler's numbers are just eye-popping. 13 strikeouts on 6 innings coming into the game. 3 saves, no runs. He is nails out of the Bourne bullpen. The 1-0. Rose can't catch up to that one. 1-1 the count. The fastball sitting 95-96 for Adler. He is a tough arm to face in your last at-bats. The 1-1. Fastball fanned on and missed. 1-2, and the Hawks are down to their final strike of the night. One-two. Caden Rose digs in, looks to extend the ball game. Another pitch at least. Adler comes set. Deep breath. The 1-2 to Rose. Called strike 3. The ball game is over. The Braves defeat the Harbor Hawks by a score of 6-3 here at Mckeon Park.
Well, tough loss for the Harbor Hawks. We almost were able to make a comeback, especially in that 8th inning. But sadly, we just came up short. Hits were plentiful, but they did not come at the right time tonight.
Caleb Pendleton had a 2-run homer for the Harbor Hawks tonight. That was the story of the game offensively for Hyannis. The bullpen between Nolan Crisp, Evan Webster were great as well. They only allowed 1 run across the final 6 frames of the ball game. So Hyannis is back in action tomorrow night against the same Bourne Braves team, and we're home again here at Mckeon Park. For my broadcast partner Lincoln Revill, for our producer Matt Noah, our director of broadcasting Harrison Meyers, and our sideline reporter Taylor Farmer, I'm Austin DeCouta saying so long, have a great night, and we'll see you tomorrow night on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.